The light's a little weird, but we'll do.
Yeah, my lights aren't great. We're going to get it fixed, guys. Don't you worry.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're going to get a ring light up in there.
Yeah.
So let me address the elephant in the room. These glasses are the cutest things I've ever put on my freaking face.
I love them. Do you need, well, you do need glasses sometimes.
Yeah.
You got a lazy eye.
Yeah. So I'm technically legally blind in this eye. You knew that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm like better than 20/20 vision in the other one. So I have glasses. They're quite old and they're quite ugly.
Are they just like the square ones? The ones from college? I think those were ugly.
I appreciate that. The last time I put them on, Tyler was like, you need to get new glasses. And I was like, wow. Okay.
I mean, I know, but like you didn't have to say like I'm listening.
But I like never wear them because it drives me crazy because I get like dizzy because it's so drastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Anyway, so as a child, I was patched. You knew that, didn't you?
I did, and I love that. That's so funny to me.
So bad.
Like, how old were you when you were patched?
Like elementary school.
Oh, Vic.
Yeah.
Can you put a pic up?
Yeah.
Do you have any? I don't think I've ever seen a picture.
I don't know if I have a picture. I don't know, because how they do patches now is not how they were doing them then. In a way, what they did. No, in a way, what they did for me was better.
Okay.
But they do that now for kids.
That's so mean.
And I'm like,
anyway,
really? What they did was they had like a little film that they put over my good eye. And then it would force this eye to get stronger. So it wouldn't like drift around throughout my life. Yeah. At my work, there was this guy who worked in the cafeteria and he had the strongest drifting eye I've ever seen.
Does it just kind of like...
It just wandered. He'd be looking at you and looking over there.
Does that hurt? I wonder if that hurts.
I don't think so. I doubt he even notices, but I do wonder like if he can see out of it. So if he's like got that peripheral vision or if it's just like so weak that he's not seeing anything.
I don't
know. Okay, so back to my story.
Oh yeah.
So these glasses.
Potter.
Okay, well, and the reason is because so Tyler needs glasses too. And he's been looking for glasses for like ever. And so he likes glasses that are enormous. Like the bigger the glasses, the better.
Really?
Yeah. And so he had a pair of glasses and they were falling apart. And so he came home and he's like, guess what? And I was like, what? And he was like, I bought new glasses. And I was like, you did? And he's like, yeah. So we're going to talk about Harry Potter in the future of this episode. But so apparently there's this company called Diff Eyewear and they like donate to charity and stuff.
What's it called?
Diff, D-I-F-F.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah. And I've seen a bunch of ads on Instagram before, but I'd never like ordered anything from them. So he found that Diff Eyewear has a collaboration with Harry Potter. So they have Harry Potter glasses. They have Ravenclaw, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Gryffindor glasses. So these, Tyler's a Ravenclaw. So these are the Ravenclaw glasses. I hope you can see it. They have like twisting on the sides. And then on the side here, that's Luna Lovegood's wand.
I love it.
Amazing, right? So he got them for himself and got prescriptions in them. And they look so good on him. And then they sent him the wrong eyeglass case. So these are Ravenclaw glasses, but they sent him they sent him Gryffindor case.
No one wants that.
So he messaged them and was like, can I get a Ravenclaw case? So they sent a free pair of glasses. with the case. So now I have just regular blue light glasses, which is why I'm wearing them.
Do you wear it to work?
They just came in the mail yesterday.
Amazing. How fun.
I know. So I felt like I wanted to try them on and see what they look like with like makeup on. And I was kind of feeling it. So I'm wearing them.
I like them a lot.
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
I could probably get them with a prescription in them, but I have to go back to the eye doctor, which I haven't done in like 5 years.
Vic, you don't want that eye to wander.
Oh, I know. So yeah, I should probably go and do that.
That's okay.
So that's my story.
I like it a lot. I have a quick eye story. I just thought it was funny. My dad, like no one in my family wears glasses or contacts, but my dad had like a little, it looked like pink eye kind of like 2 weekends ago. And our neighbor.
Sty?
No, it wasn't a sty. It just was like kind of goopy, which is kind of gross to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it was just like itchy. My mom's like, I think it's pink eye. Like she was dead set. And
was she farting on his pillows?
No. Don't put it past Suze. And our neighbor is an eye doctor, so she was like, text Kristen and see if she can just like take a look real quick.
Yeah.
And he like went over and he was like, oh, she just said it's like some kind of virus that I got and like it manifested in my eye. It's like not pink eye and they'll call in something. And my mom's like, I don't know. I still think it's pink eye. And I'm like,
Mom,
you're not a doctor. She's like, and she kept saying, she goes, I don't know. I really think it's pink eye. I don't know. But I don't know. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'm
not a doctor.
Certain she's wrong.
But I'm pretty sure it's pink eye. I mean, it's like, Susie, it's not pink eye. She said it's fine. It's a virus. I just kept thinking, we were like, Mom. She was so funny. That's my eye story. I have I think you've seen the picture, Hayes' new glasses. That kind of Harry Potter. I love them. They're so cute. Harry Potter-esque.
They're so cute.
So big fan. Yeah, I want blue light glasses, but I don't like myself in glasses. So
I think you'd look cute in the right glasses.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know what shape I think would be best because I can't imagine you in glasses.
Me either. I don't even wear sunglasses in the summer because I don't like the way they look on my face.
I've seen you in sunglasses and they look cute, so I'm sure they would look good.
Oh, thank you.
Without tinted lenses.
I have to wear them sometimes, obviously, because it's sunny out. But I think the biggest thing, I found like a pair I kind of like from American Eagle, but they mess up my makeup.
Yeah, I know. You got to commit.
I don't wear them a lot.
Yeah. Well, the thing with normal glasses is if you have them on and it messes up your makeup, nobody will know because you won't take them off.
That's true.
But yeah, I know. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
This is episode 8.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So we'll get into that in a second. But if you're new, my name is Victoria.
I'm Sarah.
And so this is We're Gonna Be Friends podcast. And I was so excited. I don't know, did you see what I posted on our Instagram the other day? About
about how many 2021.
Yeah, I was so excited about that. So since this is our like New Year's year in reflect type of episode.
Yeah, I like it.
We started this podcast in 2021 and we have like not a ton of followers, but those of you who are here, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks. It started off like a fun way. I feel like, obviously, like I think this is very fun, but like it's also a very good way for us to just like stay in touch and like have fun with each other. And like if people want to listen, I'm here for it.
That's how I feel too.
Right?
Yeah, me too. I mean, you were kind of in charge this week.
Oh gosh. You know how I hate that.
It's okay. I believe in you.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess we're going to do like kind of like a review of 2021, like things we love, things we hate. I don't have a huge list, but I figured we can kind of like riff off of each other. I'm sure more things will come to mind.
Yeah.
Is there any like hot, it's not hot goss, but Betty White died.
Betty, I know. She was like, I'm not seeing it through to 2022. I'm not doing it.
I was driving up to see Hayes and I got like 10 texts being like, did you hear about Betty? Did you hear about Betty? Betty White died, blah, blah, blah. And I was driving and I was like, Betty, and my mom was like, oh, I don't know, Hannah sent it in her group message, just like, Betty White died. My mom was like, oh, what a wonderful life she lived, or something like that. I was like, oh, that's a good way to, it's sad, but like she did live a really long, good life.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if she lived such a good life? God was like, hey, 2022 is going to be real hard. We'll get you out real quick.
They're like, you've been through enough, little lady.
Don't even worry about it. 2022 is going to be rough. And then I was getting really anxious on the drive.
No, it'll be fine. We're manifesting good energy.
Yeah, I was like, no, fine. But that was my first initial thought. He was like, I'm just going to save you real quick. Come on. Don't even make it to the first day.
Have you heard all like the stupid like conspiracies on TikTok about how Betty White sacrificed herself to end the pandemic?
No, but I feel like she would.
I mean, so everybody is saying the pandemic was like initiated by Harambe, the gorilla's death.
Mm-hmm.
And now Betty White is sacrificing herself to end it. So
yeah, she
in theory, we should be done soon, guys.
Fingers crossed. I got my booster today. Staying hydrated, drinking did you get yours yet?
No, we tried to schedule it for this weekend too. I couldn't get it. So we're going to go next Saturday and go.
Nice. I went to one in Target, the CVS in Target, and in and out, like before my appointment time.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I would recommend, I don't know, a Target one. I think those are less crazy than regular CVS's.
Yeah. We're going to Walmart, which should be maybe a madhouse, but it's like the best.
Yeah.
And we know like the people who work at the pharmacy there. So I feel like better about that, know?
No, you're good.
So yeah. But those of you who are vaccinated and haven't boosted, do it. It's
kind of forgot about it. Like I heard people talking about it in the summer. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to that. And then I literally just forgot.
Yeah.
And then my work was like, have you had a booster yet? And I was like, what?
No.
No.
I thought that mine expired like later than it did. But it actually expired earlier. So I was like, I'm like off by a good bit now. So I gotta catch back up
like
soon.
The vaccine, like it's not effective.
Well, no, I mean like it wears off. So that's why you gotta get the booster.
Yeah.
But like they say it's 6 months after your second one. Mm-hmm. And for some reason I was thinking that I got my second one at the end of May. So I was like, okay, well, that's like roughly June. So then put me in December. That's like 6 months.
Yeah.
No. I got mine at the end of April. So I've been expired since October, which is no bueno and gives me.
I think I have been expired since like August or September.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm okay though.
That's good.
Yeah. Any more hot goss?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something that happened, but I can't. Well, obviously, it's the new year. That's the latest hot goss.
I like it so far.
So far, it's going okay. I mean, things have been crazy, but
when is it not?
When is it not? In a good way. So my first day back at work after the new year, so it was supposed to be January 3rd. We ended up with a snow day, which was amazing.
Yeah, we didn't get a snow day, but I literally couldn't go to work because I was 2 hours away.
We should talk about, I mean, I feel like everybody's heard about what happened in Virginia on 95.
People were stuck like 24 hours. I don't think I would have made it.
No, I would have killed myself. Like, I would have walked home and probably froze to death because absolutely not.
I have to pee constantly.
Me too. Okay.
When I'm hungry, it's cold, but I did have my old comforter in my back in my trunk just because I've been too lazy to take it to my parents.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've been okay with that. But I think honestly, ever since you got a flat tire in college, granted you were in a parking lot
right next door,
which you didn't even tell us, but whatever.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I felt bad. But ever since then, I'm like, I should probably have a blanket in my car in case anything happens.
Yeah. My mom used to harp on me. Okay, so let's back up for like 2 seconds. So if you didn't know what happened in Virginia, on 95, I think it was Monday, January 3rd or whatever, there was a huge like sudden snowstorm. I mean, they were calling for it, but it was like really intense. A bunch of tractor trailers crashed, and then everybody got stranded on I-95 for like upwards of 20 hours. Like just sitting in the same place for 20 hours.
I honestly think I would have lost my mind. I think I would have had probably PTSD from it. Like, I think there were a lot of like so many like stories of kind people helping each other out. But it would have been weird. It took me, what were we going to say?
No, I'm just like, I'm thinking out loud. Like there's so many times, maybe this is TMI, but I feel like we've all been there. There's so many times when I drive home from work and I'm clenching. I'm like, this, if I don't make it home within my 40 minutes, this is going to be disastrous. Can you imagine driving and you get stuck and you're like, I'm
gonna poop my pants.
Like literally you're gonna have to poop in the snow in front of all of these strangers on I-95. That makes me want to die.
I know, all modesty was probably gone. Like people at that point were like, I don't care. I'm never going to see these people again. We're all in this together. I understand. I left for work Wednesday morning. I left at 6. I got there at 10:30.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
I was like, I was like not sure.
Yeah.
Either way, it was going to take like 2.5 hours one way, and if I went on 95, it'd be 3 hours. So I was like, I'll do 2.5, and I'll be like a little late to work. And it took me like the back way. It was really pretty at first. Like there was snow, like the roads were clear. It was like a sunrise, but it was like purple and blue. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then it started to get a little scary. And it was just like, I was going so slow. And I was like driving on this one road for probably an hour of like just ice. And it was like, I held it together very well, I will say.
I'm proud of you.
I'm a busy person, as you know. And I'm not great at walking or driving in snow.
One of my favorite memories is you trying to walk when we had that like 2 inches of snow.
I'm just gonna slip. I'm afraid I'm gonna slip. I walk like I'm 80 and I have a cane. And then like we all stopped. And for 5 minutes, I was just sitting there. There was like a huge truck in front of like me and a couple other cars. And I was like, I can't see anything. So I got out and I looked and there was like a long line of cars.
Oh no.
Like 2 miles from a main road. So I kind of like looked at my map and I was like, okay, I think this road, if I turn here, it connects around. So I like pulled up past the truck and like turned. And I was on this road for like not even a minute. And there was so much snow and I thought I was going to get stuck like twice. And then I started because I'm like, I'm stupid. I made a bad mistake. But then this sweet older man, he's probably like my dad's age, but he was just like dad energy. Like I felt like he like rolled down his window because he was coming towards me. He like stopped so I could go past. He like rolled down his window. Was like, be careful out there. Like, I was like, I'm trying to get back home, but I like can't go that way. Like I was saying, it's like blocked. He's like, yeah, you can't go that way. There's like been a huge accident. Like I'm going north. So he like I turned around and like followed him for a bit. By me turning around and like trying to navigate, I don't know. It was just hard to do when you're trying to have both hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
My phone stopped working. Like it was,
oh my God.
It was just so much. It was so much. My phone stopped working. I was like, I don't really know how to get home, but I think I've done this drive enough. I'm going to try and figure it out. Thankfully I got there. I don't know. I really don't know how. And then I started crying when I got to work.
I don't blame you. I would have cried too. Trying to keep it together for that long.
It was just a lot. I think I finally was just like, I can relax. I'm safe, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So that I just can't, like, I got there safely and it took 4 hours. Like, I can't imagine what the people in the 20 hours just sitting there.
Oh my God. No, it's dreadful. Like actually dreadful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on top, to like the cherry on top is it's COVID. So imagine you don't have enough gas, so your car can't run. And then what are you going to do? You're either going to freeze to death, or you're going to have to get in the car with somebody, like some stranger.
And you're like, I hope they don't murder me, slash.
Right. There's so many yeah. It's awful. Crazy. That was hot goss. Forgot about that.
Yeah, that was good. So let's see. Should we start with like things we don't like about 2021?
Yeah. And then at the end, we'll do like our friends' faves, but it will be like 2021 friends' faves.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So it'll be like kind of a conglomerate of everything that we've really liked this year. Do you like that word? Conglomerate?
I like that. That was a big one.
Thanks.
Okay, cool.
word.
So I did like events. COVID, I think, was a big one that I didn't like.
Yeah, hated it a lot.
It thankfully didn't affect me so much, but it's just like it's affected so many people, obviously, and just like has taken a lot of loved ones from people and just makes everything like scary in a way.
I have like, this is gonna get sad, but like I have existential dread that like I'm wasting my life like living in this like limbo, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is so confined. I feel personally stressed about it, like scared about it. And I mean, there is limitations to what you can do. I don't feel comfortable like traveling for fun, and a lot of places you can't even do that. So like I do have like minor sadness and anxiety that like my life is passing before my eyes.
I get that. No, that makes total sense. I think a lot of people feel that way. And it's like if you don't feel that way, you're also like not like I've traveled, I've done things, like I've gone places, so like I don't know if I feel that as much. But then there's like that risk of like COVID. So it's kind of just like this. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, Becky.
It's okay. So for example, my sister, I think, started middle school in the pandemic, and she's going to enter the high school in the pandemic.
That's so weird. High school,
you know what I mean? Like that's awful. Honestly, middle school was the worst period of time in my life. That was like, for me, way worse.
Grade was hard. Did not like it.
Middle school girls are the worst. We should do an episode where we like talk about middle school and high school. Do you want to do that one day?
Yeah, I just need to like see my therapist first.
Mentally prepare.
You can pay me enough money to go back.
I would not either.
Nope. I'm sure people like if they were like, oh, Sarah, I didn't have an awful experience. I just didn't like myself. So that doesn't, add to the funness.
But all right. So sorry, we took a really sad turn on that one. So COVID sucks.
I don't like COVID. I think
well, we could reflect on the raid on the Capitol.
I have that. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I think it's just like, obviously, it was very scary for the people that worked like in the Capitol. And it's not so much like if either party had done it, it's not so much like the people that did it, like Republican, if you're liberal, like it's more the entitlement that bothers me, like that you think you have the right to go do that.
Even if Democrats had raided the Capitol building, it still would have been treason, like, and terrorism. So I don't understand how you can spin it around and be like, but it's no, we love the country. It's like, what are you talking about? You just infiltrated, raided, and shot up the Capitol building. It's regardless of party. That's wrong. What?
It's like, not, like, crazy. Why do you think that's okay, or you have the right to do that? And like, I don't know, it just showed a lot, I think, about the country. Like, nobody was really stopping them. I think it was weird.
Yeah, that was really bad. I like remember being at work when that was happening, and like everybody was freaking out.
Yeah, people had like, we can't have our phones out at work, but everyone was just like,
I mean, like no work got done that day. Like everybody was just watching what was happening. Chaos. And the fact that people haven't gotten like for real in trouble for that is mind-blowing to me.
I think I saw this TikTok. I might have sent it to you, or you might have sent it to me. It was a woman, I think it was a woman who raided the Capitol, and she was like going to jail soon or something. Did I send it to you? But she basically was like taking a video. It's like, so, you know, gonna go to jail soon. She was like in front of her mirror. She goes, I feel like this might be a good time for like a cleanse or something. Like I'll lose some weight there, get some exercise in. I was like, you don't really grasp the situation.
We're not understanding. She's like, it's just a retreat.
You know, this isn't a little jump start to your diet. Like, you're going to jail.
Ma'am, are you?
She's like, I'll make friends there or something like, I don't know. It was so weird.
How bizarre. I mean, that's like the psycho energy. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, that was major. That happened like 2 days ago, a year from then, right? The 6th, January 6th. Yeah. Crazy.
I said that very confidently. I don't know, but
yeah.
I know it's
I think it was.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that was bad.
So people, James Charles, if you're in the YouTube beauty scene, like we love, we'll be very aware of what's going on with him and just like how awful it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's like an alleged and confessed personally on the internet, like child sex offender, essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty freaking bad. And yet he's like still like out here just chilling.
I know. One of the other things I have under people, and it's just, I think this is really a big thing I've realized that really bothers me. People who don't take accountability for their actions or who aren't held accountable. Like, you can act whatever way you want. It is a free country. But there are going to be consequences to your actions if you act in a way that's poorly. And I don't think people get that. Like, you can do whatever you want, but there are going to be consequences for your actions.
Right. Choices have implications and consequences.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, if I put my hand on a hot stove, I'm going to get burned because that's a consequence of a choice I made.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want. You're probably
I could put my hand on it all day if I wanted to. That would be a dumb choice, but I could do
it. I love it. But Gabby Hanna.
Okay.
She's kind of cuckoo, right? Like,
she is insane.
If you don't know who she is, I think Smoky Glow, Hannah on YouTube, did a wonderful job like doing the evolution up video, and like you can just find out more. There's just like a lot of like her doing things. Like her best friend was raped by this guy, and she basically was like and
like convicted of the charge. Like he was like sent to jail for it.
Like, let me hear his side of the story. And I was like, so just like stuff like that, but then not taking accountability or like owning up to it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like someone, I don't need a reason. I say, I don't like them either.
Thank you. And to me, that's like true friendship. Like, if you don't have anything good to say about them, like you don't have your own personal experience, they're a stranger, and I say, I hate her, then you better say, me too.
That's all I need.
Me too. Support. And then if you can give me like real facts as to like why I should feel differently, then okay. Yeah. But if not, then you're on board 100%. No, Gabby Hanna is crazy. She really is. And it's like hard to tell if she's purposefully that way.
I know, like kind of not reading it. What's it?
Like
Acting into it.
manipulative. Yeah. Yeah. She's like, did you see the thing that she posted? I guess she didn't personally post it, but she was on something with, oh my God, what is Perez Hilton? Did you see that?
I heard, I think
she covered that, didn't she? Smoky Glove?
Talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, so Perez Hilton is like classic celebrity roaster essentially from like back in the day. And like he is super problematic still. I think he's less so just because I think he's less famous, but like, he's still problematic. And like, so him and Gabby Hanover interviewed on like Red Table Talk or something, but not the original Red Table Talk, which is
it's like a spin-off.
Confusing to me. Like, family. Can you not do like Orange Table Talk? Like switch it up? I don't know.
Yeah, don't copy.
I mean, you got to put your name on the end of it and be like, oh my God, it's different. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but so they were interviewed and like the whole time. And to be fair, I kind of feel like they didn't do their due diligence to like look up anything about her. Because they kind of painted her out to be like the victim. And it's like, I would not say is that. Yeah, it's crazy.
I wouldn't say that either.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have one. David Dobrik.
Yes.
First of all, he absolutely disgusts me. Like, he just looks like visibly disgusting. And like his laugh, I hate it. Like there's no redeeming quality to me. And then on top of it, he's a horrible person, which is why I don't feel bad about saying this.
Yes. I liked him. I feel like the era of him and Liza Koshy together, but also like I feel like we didn't fully know who he was, but like them together was great. And then I think after they broke up, things just got crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that they dated until like this year. And it was like years ago.
So explain, I'm having a hard time remembering. I know he did awful things, but he would like play pranks on his friends without their consent, right?
Yeah, so David Dobrik is like known for like his vlogs and the vlog squad and stuff like that. And so I had honestly, and I still have never actually watched any of his videos, but I think he's like more popular in the younger crowd. Kind of like Jake and Logan Paul, like that era of children, right?
They're awful as well.
Yeah, I agree. And so he like does vlogs where he does like pranks and stuff like that. And so for a lot of stuff, his pranks were like non-consensual. So, I mean, depending on the prank, I suppose like that's fine, but depending on the prank, it's also not fine. And a lot of people who were part of the vlog squad like came out and said like a lot of these things were not consensual and were not cool pranks. Not to mention the fact that like somebody he's really associated with got called out for being like a rapist and then sexual harassment and all that kind of stuff. And then he has another friend that I think this last year or maybe the year before, but it came out this year, was on a crane. Did you see that video?
Like a crane?
Like a crane, like a big crane, like yellow crane. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you should look it up if you, whatever. But so they went to this place and he had a string hanging from the crane and they were in like a short amount of water and they had the crane sitting in the middle and they would have people stand on the string, like on the rope. And then David Dobrik was driving the crane, right? And like spinning it. So they were spinning around.
That's not safe.
Totally unsafe. How did he even get clearance to have one of those things? Like, I don't know, because that's like heavy machinery, like big construction. Like I can't just go out and be like, can I have this crane for the day? They'd be like, who are you? No, you can't rent the crane. You can have a U-Haul truck, but you can't have a crane. Like it really just goes to show like money can buy you anything. But so they have this guy, so they had a girl on it and she was spinning and she started freaking out because she like fell a little bit because they were going so fast. And so she got really freaked out and like was screaming to get off of it. There's video footage of it. And so that she gets down, and then his other friend, I can't remember his name. It doesn't really matter, but you can look it up and find it pretty easily. Mm-hmm. And so he gets on it and he starts spinning him around. And you can see in the video, he's holding the camera with one hand and like doing like so bad.
Yeah.
So he falls and his foot gets caught. And then he falls like face first into the water, is being drug around. Like he almost died. They had to like airlift him out. He like almost lost vision. He did a full interview from like after going to the hospital and having like months and months and months of rehab on his face because they had to do so much surgery. The doctor was like, if you if you hit a centimeter different, you would be dead right now. Like crazy, unprofessional.
He was just still doing it.
He was just spinning around because he wasn't paying attention. And he was laughing, joking. Yeah. So cancel David Dobrik. This is like old news, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just like
crazy.
People like that who just think that they can get away with anything and that have that like entitlement of like, I'm famous, I have money.
Yeah.
Or just like people who aren't famous and have money are so like that.
Yeah.
They can get away with anything.
Yeah. It's that crazy. Privilege.
I was thinking about it like it's not a person per se, but like influencers or YouTubers that constantly promote excessive luxury items to like a young following, I think could be very
detrimental.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of damaging to younger kids to think that this is like the norm and just to buy like thousands upon thousands of dollars of stuff.
I agree.
It's like, they may not like, these people may not be like, I'm not trying to be a role model, but whatever way, like you still are. And to just kind of maybe, even if you still want to say, this is what I got, be like, I don't know, maybe this isn't normal. Like I'm very fortunate, I'm privileged, and kind of acknowledge that. So like these teenagers aren't like, Mom, give me Gucci flip-flops.
Yeah. Okay.
You know
Have you seen the clip of, oh my God, what is her name? Bella Hadid. Have you seen the clip of Bella Hadid where she's talking about, it was going all over TikTok because people were like shaming her, as they should, because it is the most detached. So Bella Hadid is like one of the most famous models in the US and like worldwide. And her sister Gigi Hadid is also a super famous model, not to mention the fact that her mom was on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I think, like seasons ago. And her dad, both of their dads are like billionaire people. Yeah. Like he's a billionaire and has been. So like they come from money. And don't get me wrong, like they're beautiful and are they talented? Yes, 100%. But you can't sit here and convince me otherwise that if their parents weren't rich and had the money and communications and network that they had, that those girls wouldn't just be working a regular job. They would not be millionaire, billionaire supermodels. Like they're gorgeous, but it just so happens to be.
Yes. And they could be models, but probably not to that extent that they are.
No, never to that caliber that they are. If they were just regular people born into middle white class, you know, like no way. So she like did this interview and she was going through like her old looks and she's like, yeah, you know, I look at this picture and like I feel sad because I look at this girl and I just know how like sad she is. And then this picture, I'm so happy because like when I was in high school, like I wasn't allowed to have any Louis Vuitton or any like any of that kind of stuff. So I wasn't allowed to have like red bottom shoes and stuff. And so I just remember like turning 18 and not being in high school anymore and like finally being able to wear what I want to wear. Like I'm I'm sorry.
What?
I'm disgusted by the wealth that you're exuding.
Yes.
Like
it's just very out of touch.
It's so out of touch. And having that type of conversation and influencers who do the same thing. And I get it. Like if you become an influencer, you instantly are making like millions of dollars mostly.
Yeah.
Like you make good money, but it's hard to stay relatable when you're doing that if you can't say like, I would never afford this if I wasn't this lucky and privileged to have this be my life. Instead, they're just like buying Lamborghinis and buying Birkin bags. And it's I can't understand.
No. And exactly, like you come into this, so like I feel like a lot of influencers and stuff, granted they work hard, but I think a lot of it like happens very quickly.
Yeah.
And so you go from like a normal life to like, what do I do with all this money?
Yeah.
So giving them the benefit of the doubt, like everyone else is doing that. So of course you fall into that role of like spending money, getting luxury things because you can buy it now and why not?
Right.
But I think it's just like the constantness of this has become the norm.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of damaging to young kids.
I think it's super damaging because you grow up aspiring to think that, I mean, I can see it in people even my own age that like, don't get me wrong, like we have this YouTube platform and I have my other one, but and would I love to make it big and like be a crazy famous influencer? Of course. But I'm also a realistic person and I realize that most likely it hasn't happened and it might not and it probably won't. And that's okay. But I look at people and I hear people our age talk about, well, you know, I'm going to do this because what I'm aspiring to be is a famous influencer. And it's like, I don't know that you can really aspire to be that. Like,
I think it just happens.
There's some stroke of luck. And then to have that be like, I think that a lot of the reason why people want that lifestyle is because they see how much people have. And like, they have all these things, they have all these expensive designer things. Like, and I want to afford that. So it teaches everybody like, this is the most important thing. Meanwhile, that is not. Those are like accessories. They are things that are nice to have. They're not needs.
No, like what I like a little more, like right now in my life, if am I living a little paycheck to paycheck? Sure. It's not going to be forever. Do I have an apartment? Yes. I have things that I need. And this past year, I've kind of been like, I don't, like there are things that I want, but I don't need a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's just like this constantness in my mind of like, buy.
Yeah.
Of thinking if I get this or this, then I'll be happy. And it's like, no, it's a hard issue. Like you really have to like see why do you feel like you need all this stuff when you don't?
Right.
It's just like a constant consumerism.
I mean, it's like ingrained in you from birth, like just especially in America, I would say it's like extra hardcore, but I think it's true, like kind of generically as well at this point, but like capitalism and consumerism is so strong. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I got plenty of stuff, so I'm not one to talk, but it's still like something that I do work against as well. Like, I don't need that, so I'm not going to buy it. I want it.
I'm constantly telling myself, like, I don't need, like, I went into Target the other day with my friend after we got dinner, and I left my wallet in the car because I'm like, I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
But it was kind of more fun to look without my wallet because I like actually let myself look.
Yeah.
I think knowing I wasn't going to buy it. Okay. Movies. I have a couple movies listed. Do you have any that come to your mind?
I do have some, but you can go first.
Well, the first one was He's All That, the Addison Rae movie that we talked about.
Okay, yes.
Genius. I think, honestly, any movie that, like, and I have this under music, too. because I couldn't think of any songs that I hate because I don't listen to songs that I don't like. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But like any like TikTokers, YouTubers, influencers that like just get into music or acting because they're like, I'm interested in it, but they're not like good.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's like the worst type of music or movies.
Yeah. And I do give credit where it's due. Like, I didn't hate that movie. Hate it. Was it good? No, it was
just
not.
Cringy. It was just like uncomfortable to watch.
It was so cringy. And like, if you want to work on that, like, you go ahead and you work on it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just not. It's a painful, and I guess like in some ways I feel kind of bad because it's like you do have to go through that training with this audience.
Yeah.
Like if I was just working up from the ground, like in acting school and like making all these blunders and mistakes in like small films, then it would be like less embarrassing. But to like have something be like #1 on Netflix, your first acting experience, like of course it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, she's still got a paycheck, so she can't be that sad about it.
I didn't go see a lot of movies this year, but my mom and I, we saw, sorry, I'm eating chocolate. Hold on.
Do your thing.
We saw, so I love the show, we both do, The Crown on Netflix.
Oh, like I've been trying to get into that. I haven't watched it fully though.
Sometimes it's a little slow, but but then I love like the royal family. Like I just think it's interesting. I don't know a ton about them, but ever since that show, it's more interesting to me. Anything Princess Diana, I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. So we saw the movie Diana with Kristen Stewart.
Okay, I was interested in how that was.
We left halfway through.
Really?
It was so boring. It was just like depressing. Like, granted, I know it's a depressing life, but I thought it was going to be like a little more.
They'd add a little spice.
Maybe. I don't know. It was just like, I think what it was, because we're not very artistic. Like you have to like go in with like an artistic mind about like the way it was shot, like the music in it was just like very harrowing. Like we were like, so my mom was like, she leaned over to me and she goes, do you have any snacks? And I was like, no. She goes, I think I'm gonna take a nap. I was like, do you just want to leave? She goes, yeah, please. So painful. It wasn't good. Like it was just so depressing. And I'm sure people loved it from like an artistic standpoint.
Right.
It was like nicely shot, but it was just like, I felt anxious through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want that. So I didn't like it.
I can't think of any movies that I watched that I like actively hated. Like I feel like I don't remember much about movies at all this year. Like, did I not watch any? I don't know.
I think I rewatched the same stuff over and over again.
Like I did a lot of show watching this year, but not much as far as movies, I don't think.
Were there any also I saw this, I think we saw for Father's Day, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
I don't think that's the title of the movie.
Yeah, it is.
The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
Hold on.
I don't think that's right.
It is.
I don't think it is. It's something similar, but I don't think that's
No,
right.
it's The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
No, it's The Hitman's Bodyguard. Wait, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
One.
What? That is so weird. I didn't even hear that came out.
Yeah, it was like okay. It was just like, like super raunchy and weird.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, like I don't mind raunchy things. Like I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is just a lot. And they like
too much.
And I think what it was, they excessively cursed.
Oh.
And I curse all the time.
Yeah.
Cursing is fine. It adds spice, but you have to do it appropriately. Like once you do it too much, you're like, okay, stop.
Right.
Like
now you're just throwing it in every other word. So
yeah, it wasn't like, so I think I was like, the movie was fine, but I was just like, oh, it wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Do you know what I hate?
No, what do you hate?
And this is like, Stupid of me. So I'm eating Dove chocolate, right?
Yeah.
The little things on the inside.
I knew you were going to say that.
Inhale the future, exhale the past. Hey, Lane in Ohio, I hate you. Don't tell me what to do. That's how I feel. And I don't know why. I just feel so aggressive about that, but I do.
Okay, to be fair though, that's like perfectly fitting for this episode.
Inhale the future, exhale the past.
That's going to be the title of this episode. Inhale the future, exhale the past.
My mom would always say, because I was a very anxious kid about everything, my mom goes, inhale faith, exhale fear. And I'm like,
I'm doing it.
I'm trying. Music, I just had like influencer songs and stuff.
Like Dixie D'Amelio's songs. Horrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That was a fun song.
Gotta stay hydrated, you know?
Go ahead and keep doing your arm circles. Get that arm moving. Get that booster coursing through your veins.
Can I show you a sweater I got? Sorry,
yeah.
I just realized I think you'd like it because it's not tan.
I'm proud of you.
I know. So I saw it on Amazon and the material is not as like, it's a little stretchy. I don't know. But I was like, Victoria would like this. I'm out of my comfort zone.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
I gotta wash it because it's all crinkly, but I'm like, that's kind of fun and out of my comfort zone.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. One of my coworkers was like, you look good in like the blues and stuff. So I was like, maybe I get that. Because of course they had a tan version of this. And I was like, no,
no, Sarah, no.
Yeah. You like tan and gray too much. I do. Sorry, I'm itching my nose and fixing my nose ring. I'm not picking it.
She's picking it.
No.
She's eating it now. So what was I going to tell you? Oh, I had something and it was funny, I thought. I don't know. I lost it. Or
were you thinking about a song?
I was, and I can't think of what it is, but I do have somebody to add to the hate list.
Who?
DaBaby and Travis Scott. We hate both of them on this podcast.
Yeah, we hate them.
We hate them. Travis Scott for Astro World. No more necessary. DaBaby because he's homophobic and transphobic, and we hate that on this podcast too.
Yeah, we do. I don't even know who he is, if I'm going to be honest, but I'm very aggressive against people who are homophobic and transphobic.
He does he does the horrible verse in Dua Lipa's song, which absolutely is 1000% better without it. Levitating. I love Dua. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the song now. I know what you're talking about.
Left foot, right foot, levitating, pop stars, Dua Lipa. Horrible. DaBaby, get away from us.
Get away from me.
Get away from. Yeah, we hate him on this podcast. So both of them on the hate list for 2021.
Love that. Music, I don't know. Like what I said before, I can't think of any songs that I don't like.
No, none that really struck a chord. Most songs I did like.
Okay. I loved most songs.
As far as TikTok songs go, the Oh No song, retire it. Retire it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop playing it. It's awful. I hate it every time I hear it. Enough is enough is enough. Stop it.
You tell them. You tell them.
It's bad.
Am I frozen? You're frozen.
Yeah. You're frozen. But I can hear you. You're frozen good. Like this.
I can't see you, Meg.
Okay. Hello.
It's probably okay, yeah. What was that frozen like? What was that frozen like? God, that's bad.
It's okay.
No.
I'll just make sure to like really zoom in on you when you're like that.
Yeah, if you don't mind not doing that, that'd be great.
It's fine. I won't do it. Yeah, I can't.
That we like?
Yeah, let's go to things we like about 2021.
Because we do like a lot of things. We just also hate a lot of things.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes it's more fun to talk about the things that we hate.
It is.
Yeah.
I saw this thing. I think I almost tagged it to you or tagged you, and it was like, sit at the table where people are talking about ideas and like, and not talking shit. And I'm like, it's so much more fun to talk shit though. Like we can talk about both.
And I'm sorry,
we gotta talk a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know. I did see that and I almost sent it to you.
That's so funny. It's like, I honestly don't think it's healthy if you're struggling with something and need a vent, you gotta let it out. And I'm
better out than in, I always say.
Shrek did say that, yes. And I'm not saying like go around, spread rumors, talk about people constantly behind their backs. No, that's not okay. That's not right. No. If something's going on, you need to let it out and just talk about it and then get over it. That's good. Yeah,
I agree 100%. Well, I have a whole, so I guess this kind of like rolls into like friends faves.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an entire list. I broke it out into sections.
Cool. I'm going to chime in.
Okay. So I have podcast favorites, YouTube favorites, music favorites, TV favorites.
Love that.
So I usually on my channel, Pembroke Beauty, do this with beauty favorites and then lifestyle favorites. But I figured since this year we have this podcast, this would be like the house for the lifestyle favorites.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Okay. So podcast favorites. Number 1 I have on the list. These are in no particular order. It's just what I have first on the list. Is Unhinged with Chris Clemens.
I love him on TikTok. I didn't know he had a podcast.
He has a podcast. It is sometimes it's like a little much, but usually I'm dead. He has maybe 2 or 3 that he's done with Brittany Broski. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I love her.
I am cackling when I watch. It is so freaking funny.
I'm adding it. She just literally doesn't give. She just is. I just appreciate her so much because she's just herself. I know. She's like, I don't give a frick what anybody thinks about me. Or maybe she doesn't. She doesn't show it though.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, so that was like my number 1. I love that podcast. I found it this year and I've probably listened to every single episode that they have. And they have it on YouTube too, which is where I normally watch it, but it is technically a podcast. So I figured I'd throw it in there. My next one, my mom told me about, and it's called This Is Monsters. It's a true crime podcast.
I think your mom told me about it too.
It's good. It's different. It's a little different because like normally, thanks Kim. Shout out to Kim.
Gosh, Kim
Burley. No, I like it. No, This Is Monsters. It's good. It's a little bit more like he puts in a lot of like clips of things, which is nice.
Ooh, I like that.
So, and they'll do like court proceedings and stuff, and he'll like share like the audio from that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
My next one is The Sesh with oh my god, what is her name? Kendall Rae and her cousin Janelle.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
I do love Kendall Rae.
Yeah, that one's a good one. Crime Junkie. So the next like 3 are all part of what is it called? Oh, what is their like overarching one? Audio Chuck.
Okay.
They're like all Audio Chuck ones. And so Crime Junkie, Counterclock, and Red Collar.
Are those like mystery true crime ones?
They're all true crime ones. So Crime Junkie and Red Collar are like they do each episode is like a different case, and Counterclock they have done I think 3 seasons, and each season is about a separate case, and it's like a whole season about one. But it's interesting because like the first 2 seasons are like weirdly connected, and she was like, when I was doing the second one, I actually didn't know that they were connected until I got like deeper in. Isn't that wild? Yeah, very cool.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah. So those are my podcast favorites, I think.
Okay, let me think about my podcast. I think like my favorite murder is always going to probably be on the top.
Yeah.
Just because I don't listen to a lot of podcasts other than that one. But a new one I found. So Hayes really likes this podcast called My Brother and Me. It's like three brothers, and they just honestly just shoot the shit and like talk. And then they have like a Dungeons and Dragons one that we'll listen to sometimes. And then they have one, and one of the guys and his wife is like a doctor or scientist or nurse. I don't know. She's in the medical field. It's called Sawbones, and they talk about medical stuff, which is actually really cool. But my favorite one is one of the brothers and his wife do one called Bake On, and they cover each episode of like the Great British Baking Show. They talk about it, and it's so good, and they're just so fun. And it's really that one's great. And I'm looking through, I think those are my first two. I listened to some of Hey Babe by Sal and Chris. Sal is the guy.
Oh, yes.
And then Chris Distinfano, I don't know how to say his last name, but I've seen a lot of his clips on TikTok and like YouTube, and he's funny. So
that's the one where they do the Tupperware, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say it again. Tub.
Very slow.
Yep, you're wrong. Yeah, that. So, and then there was one I listened to for a bit, but I never got super into it. I loved One Tree Hill.
Yeah, me too.
And Drama Queens, it's Peyton. And why can't I think of anybody? But basically, Hillary, Sophia, and Joy, the three main girls. They just
amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I just have never listened to more than a couple episodes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I heard that the Office ladies do that too, like Pam.
Yeah, I really like the Office ladies. I listen to them a lot in quarantine.
Yeah, I wanted to listen to them and then I haven't, but I do think about it every once in a while, and I'm like, ooh, I should listen to that.
It was good. I enjoyed it. Their voices started to bother me after a while, which is how I feel when I listen to our podcast about my voice.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I sound like a Valley girl.
I don't think so.
Well, thank you. But I listened to it. I was like, next time you talk, Sarah, try not to talk like you are. And I don't know.
I wish you were not the way that you are.
Why are you the way that you are? I don't feel like that in real life, I think. I don't know. But, okay, let's do more.
Okay, so for YouTube, I have Eleanor Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Queen, I love her. She does true crime. I've been watching her for like ever. Bailey Sarian, the other queen.
I love her. When I found her, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever found in my life.
You told me about her.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I'm glad.
And her podcast, Dark History, I felt like this kind of like, because you can watch it too, so I do watch that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Smoky Glow.
I've been the past like couple months, I've just been watching her every single morning.
Me too. Especially like her vlogs and stuff.
So good. I just like her a lot.
Yeah.
I
know. I want to be friends with her.
Me too.
I think we would be friends with her.
I think we would too.
Yeah. Okay, Kendall Ray.
Yes.
Danielle Hallen. Both of them do true crime.
Her.
Yes. Oh, I appreciate that. And then the last one is Curtis Connor.
I love Curtis Connor.
I do too.
For a while, I was like, do I want to marry him? Obviously, this was before I met Hayes. But for like a while, I was like,
I know.
Oh God, you're amazing. He's just so like ridiculous.
I literally, the Bratz versus Barbies movie video that he did, I was in my at work watching it, cackling. I'd like have it on the side while I like do other stuff, and I came home and was like, Tyler, you need to watch this video, and I made him sit through the whole thing, and I was dying. So for those of you who don't know, he's I think he's on YouTube. He has a podcast as well, which is good. I just don't listen to it as much, which is why I didn't include it. And then he's on TikTok too. And his videos are like just kind of random, but they're always funny.
They're so good and funny. I'm always like very captivated like instantly, because you know some videos you're just like, all right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of mine. Definitely Smoky Glow. I'm looking through my recently, I don't know what it is. It's not like a certain like YouTube channel. It's just like a bunch of Bill Burr clips. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
I just love him so much. And
Fair
just
enough.
like, I don't know what it is about a northerner yelling, but it's very comforting to me.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. And I'm trying, that's all I have on my For You page. I think a lot of like Cody Ko. I watch a lot of Cody Ko, and like that's cringe.
I don't think I've watched any of that.
Cody Ko.
I'm gonna have to look it up. How do you spell it?
Cody, and last name is Ko.
I've definitely heard it before, but I've never actually watched.
And that's cringe is a series him and his friend Noel. Am I losing my mind? Maybe.
Oh, he did one with Curtis Connor. That's funny.
And they just watch videos and they're like, oh, that's really cringy. And kind of talk about it, make fun of them.
Oh, I should add some on here. So Tyler and I watched some things together, one of them being Good Mythical Morning. We watch Good Mythical Morning and The Mythical Kitchen all the time.
Do you watch it in the morning?
No, usually because we watch it together, so it's at night. But yeah, I love them. And Mythical Kitchen makes me die. Josh is maybe my favorite. Like, so good. And they do there's so many videos to watch. Like, you'll probably never run out.
This is great. I've never heard of this.
Sarah, okay. So good. I'm so excited for you. They're about to start their new season. I'm very excited for you to get into them.
This is so fun. Hold on, I'm looking. Oh, do you know who I do love? Hold on. I watched a lot of Robert and James Walsh.
That's
brother.
So familiar.
They do like one brother does like makeup and one is more skincare, and they're British and they're just wonderful.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And then I watched a lot. I'm trying to think of people that I watched this year. I watched a lot of Hiram. He does skincare videos.
Yeah. I have heard of him.
Trin Lovell. I feel like I've talked about her before, but she does basically movie reviews.
Yes.
And I don't know why I love her so much. I love watching her. And it's because I can kind of like watch a movie without watching a movie, like a whole one. I get the gist of it. It's just fun.
That is fun.
And obviously I watch your videos all the time and it makes me feel like we're hanging out and I love it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you. I'm not just saying that to say that. I really mean it.
I know.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to music because that's all I can think of for YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. So this list is like, I was trying to think of the people that I listen to the most on repeat.
Yes.
And also people I really discovered. I personally, they're not that new, but like people I discovered in 2021. Okay, so let's start with a bang. Olivia Rodrigo.
So good.
Queen. I love her. Love everything about her. The album was great. I'd never even really known who she was until this year. So yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah. Doja Cat.
You do love her.
Oh my
I
god.
kind of was because of you, I think.
Yeah. I think I played You Say So in the car like before it got like super duper big. Yeah. Oh my god. I literally live and die for Doja Cat. I do. I love her so much. I've listened to her album. So anyway, Taylor Swift, she came out hard this year, swinging.
She did.
Lil Nas X.
I now love that album because of you.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I listened to it all the way home from the wedding.
It's so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
I literally, I think I told you, I'm pretty sure that Lil Nas X is the reason that my speaker's blown out in my car. Either
they
that or
my
it's
speaker blew out too, and I didn't realize.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't think because of him. I think CJ and I were, it was like last week or the week before, CJ and I were in the car listening to Billie Eilish, who's going to be on my list. But he was like, your speaker's blown out, right? I was like, what? He goes, yeah, that one. I was like, didn't know that.
No, I didn't. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry. I have a cat that wants to be shared. Bear. Oh, he was a bear. He's like, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. You nervous, babe? My next one is Måneskin. I love them.
I think you were like, hey, you should listen to them, and I listened to like a song or two.
Yeah, it's not like your type of music, but I figured you should try it out. Yeah. I love them so much. Like, seriously, love them so much. And they're Italian, which is even more fun.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah. They're more like a rock band for those of you who don't know, or like rock kind of feel. And yeah, so good. They have a bunch of trending songs on TikTok that I'm sure you've heard.
Probably.
Yeah. And then my last one is Greta Van Fleet.
That's all mine.
Yes.
I just remembered I'm seeing them in March. Did I tell you?
Sarah, how are you gonna go see Harry Styles and Greta Van Fleet without me and then tell me after the fact? You're the worst friend ever. I'm mad.
Would you go?
Oh, I would have thought about it.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I forgot we like booked the tickets, me, my two roommates, Kelsey and Kat. It was so funny. So Kelsey and I, like on the way up to see Harry Styles, we were listening to a lot of them, and she's like, if they're like kind of near us when they come in tour, do you want to go? It's like, oh, hell yeah. When we were like looking at the tickets, we were like, hey, Kat, do you want to come too? And she's like, I've never heard of them, but like, I'm sure it'll be fun. Like, I'll go. And then the next day after we had bought the tickets, she like stood in my doorway after listening to them. And she's like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know. I think she's just like, I don't think it's like her type of music. Yeah. But her reaction was like, I got a couple months. I think I can learn to love them.
Yeah, I gotta make it work for me.
Yeah, it was funny. But this morning, Kelsey is like, I forgot we like should probably book a hotel soon. I was like, yeah. She's like, for Greta Van Fleet. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, in case you don't, Greta Van Fleet is like a classic rock band in the sense that like they've been compared by Zeppelin to Zeppelin, and they kind of sound like that, like kind of classic 70s, like dad rock kind of
really good
feel, but it's very good, and
it's fun.
I love them. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So my list, Billie Eilish. I will forever love Billie Eilish. She's just, something about her just makes me feel good in my heart. Harry Styles.
I knew you would put it on the list, which is why I let you.
Harry and Billie are probably like my two that I listen to a lot, but someone that I started listening to in Lizzo. Harry, Billie, and Lizzo. If I just want to feel happy, I listen to them.
Yeah.
I'm looking through like my most played songs. So Tyler Childers, have you heard of him?
Yeah, I have. He's country, right?
He's country, which I don't like country, but he's more like, there are certain songs that I really, really love of his.
Yeah.
So they showed me him when we went on vacation this summer. And then Bleachers. Have you heard of Bleachers?
Yes.
I really like Bleachers. I hadn't heard of them until I saw Taylor this summer in Tennessee. And their new album was coming out. I was like, I've literally never heard of them. But
I really like them.
They're so fun. Yeah, so those are probably my top ones.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good assortment. I like that we share a lot of those too.
Me too.
Okay, and then my last category is like TV because, and I do have maybe I have two movies on here, and I actually want to talk about another one at the end of it.
Okay.
Which we'll get there. So starting with TV, I'm going to encapsulate all of the Real Housewives because the amount of my life that I've spent watching Real Housewives shows is maybe too much, but honestly,
I don't think so.
I love them so much.
That's okay. That's good.
They're so good.
Don't ever let anybody feel bad about it.
You know what? I appreciate you. Make a wish. It's 444.
Do you do that at 444?
I do that at all the threes.
Oh, I thought it was just 1111.
That too.
Okay.
Okay, and then my next one is Bridgerton.
So good. Basically, you're the reason why I watched it because I hadn't finished even the first episode, and I was like, I don't think I can get into it. You're like, I kind of felt the same way. Just finish the first episode, and after that, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be real good.
Yeah,
I flew through it. I think like in 2 days.
I did the same, exactly the same. Oh my god, it was so good. And they're coming out with season 2, which I'm a little bit disappointed because it's a different storyline, but it might still be good.
Oh, it's a different storyline because I was like, how are they going to finish it with him not in it?
So they're going to do her brother, I guess, is like the main character for the next one. Yeah, it's a little bit less exciting, but I'm going to try it out.
Okay, try it out.
My next one is an anime, and I would just like to say, like, this year, I became like an anime person.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, but seriously, like I kind of did. I ended up watching a lot of animes this year. Because Tyler loves them. And so I was like, well, I can try and get into it. Before I was like super not into it, but now I actually quite like it.
Nice.
So the one that I really liked was Food Wars because it's like the best of both cooking and anime. So how fun. It was like just super intense cooking competitions.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So I like that. Speaking of cooking, Great British Baking Show.
So good.
So good. It's such a chill, relaxing, enjoyable show.
It makes me happy. And they're just nice to each other and want to help each other out. And I'm like, yes.
I know. Wholesome.
It is wholesome.
Another thing that I had never really gotten into until this year was Survivor. I know I've talked about that, but like I watched the short out of some Survivor this year.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Like I never thought I'd like it until one of my friends was like, hey, we've been really into it. Let's watch it. And I was like, okay. So good.
Yeah, I'm really into it. And then Lucifer, the final season came out. So of course we watched that and it was so good. And yeah, I sobbed hard at that show. It was a good show. And then, so I'll let you go into shows and then I'll follow up with movies that I did like.
So let me see. So for shows, I would say like The Selling Sunsets.
Yeah.
So good. Ted Lasso.
I've heard of that.
It's on Apple TV. It's the most wholesome, happiest show. Like, yes, there's some hard stuff in it, but it's just like, it's so good. It makes my heart so happy. Yeah. So that, Queer Eye, because a new season came out December 31st. I've watched all of them already. They're so good. I'm trying to see. And then I started, honestly, like any random, like, I'm looking through I think I like rewatched a lot of Schitt's Creek this year.
Oh, I love it.
It's so good. But I started this new show today. My hairdresser was telling me about it, how she started it last night and like didn't stop watching until like 12 in the morning. I was like, okay, I need to go to bed. It's called The Undoing. It's on HBO Max.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's
What's it about?
so good. I'm not even through the first episode, but it's like a kind of crime mystery type thing, but it's really good. It's with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant.
Hmm.
And then it's so good. So far, so good. And then also Search Party. It's on HBO Max as well. It's about this like girl who doesn't have a lot going on in her life, and like one of her old missing like classmates goes missing, so she like gathers her boyfriend and her two best friends to like find her, and then like everything just kind of goes cray cray. But a new season, the last season came out yesterday, so Jeb and I, my cousin and I, watched a lot of it over the summer, and the new season came out, so I got a lot of watching to do this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. I have one to add because I literally binge watched all of season 2 last night. So I'm going to count it as 2021 because it's still only a weekend. Emily in Paris.
I didn't get through the first season.
Sarah, what?
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh my God. The way that I binged watched season 1 of that. And then last night I watched all 10 episodes of season 2 in one sitting. Like did not move. It was so good. It's like cringy and like kind of inherently bad, but it's also good. And I really like it.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Continue on.
No, you're good. Okay. So those are probably like my top shows.
Okay. So as far as movies go, I'm having a hard time like pulling together movies that I haven't watched recently that like I really liked. But 2 that do come to mind because we did watch them recently and I did really like them was Shang Chi. I actually thought it was pretty good.
What's that?
It's the new Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was actually good. Shang Chi and the 10 Rings, I think is what it's called.
Nice.
It was good. It was really good. My only thing, well, I don't want to ruin it in case people have watched, but like somebody who should, and I'm going to say somebody in like quotation, somebody who should have gotten all like 95 to 9% of the praise at the end of the movie absolutely was like pushed to the side to cheer on so and so because like, yeah, and I was like, I'm sorry. I do not understand. Like, really? Again, I'm not going to ruin it, but like, I was very upset about it.
Oh my God.
And then my second to last one is Single All the Way because it was just too good.
It was very sweet. It wasn't nearly as cringe, like it a little bit, but not nearly as I thought. No. It was going to be like how the Netflix movies are around the holidays, which I'm here for. I'm here for a cringy holiday movie. Yeah. But it was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it.
I liked how is it like a gay couple instead of just a regular boring old straight couple.
I agree. And I think it like added something. It was so wholesome and like I was like living for the play when they they did the play and they were like dying and like prepping for it and like the Britney dance. I was so good. Yeah, it was fun. Really good movie. Yeah. And then my last one is not necessarily one that I was like, oh my God, this is like a favorite, but it was just so impactful that I feel like I have to talk about it. And then we can talk about Harry Potter with you. Yes. But have you watched Don't Look Up?
Yes. I watched it last weekend. It was so good.
It was very good and very visceral. I was so mad.
I know.
And it's like scary because honestly, like it doesn't feel that far off from what could possibly be happening. Like I'm
gonna be honest, I didn't realize it was satire until like afterwards and someone like talked about it.
Yeah.
And they're like satire is like, oh.
Yeah. So for those of you who may not have watched it or like have heard stuff about it, but you didn't know what it was about. So like essentially these people, these scientists, they find that a asteroid or something like a comet is coming and it's going to hit Earth in 6 months and it's big enough to destroy all of Earth. So they go through all the right channels to tell the president of the United States that, hey,
who is Meryl Streep?
Who is Meryl freaking Streep?
She was anything she does, she's great. But I was like, she was good in this role.
She was.
I've never seen her in a role that like she's playing someone to be like hated, kind of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like Devil Wears Prada,
Wears
she was
Prada.
supposed to be, but like she was still likable. This one, she was so unlikable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially they go through all the right channels to tell the president that, hey, this comet is coming and we're all gonna die. And unless we do something, since we have enough time, that we could do something about it.
And they're like,
And,
okay, bye.
yeah, they're like, see ya. I do want to just really quickly mention the fact that Jennifer Lawrence is so hung up on the snacks is one of the best parts.
Why would he charge
us
for snacks?
They were free.
It was so good.
So yeah, so then they go through all of this stuff, like trying to tell everybody like this comet exists, and there's all these people who are like, no, there's no comet, we don't believe the science. And it's like, yeah, this is like pretty on point to what is actually happening at this very moment in the United States.
Yes.
Like, which is obviously the point of the whole video, of the whole movie, you know. Yeah. It was what is it called? Like a conversational piece, if you will.
Yeah.
To like start this conversation, like, do you see how crazy this is? We're doing that now.
Yeah, this is happening.
We're doing that. Just different, but same idea. And and then it just shows like the Elon Musk character, which felt very obviously to be Elon Musk's character. And like he has all the space technology stuff and then all this stuff, whatever. And just how capitalism and money is just so detrimental. And so yeah, I highly recommend watching it. It's
it was
very sad.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's very sad, and it's like 2.5 hours, but truly I do highly recommend watching it.
Yeah, I never got bored when watching it. I was like, each moment I was very captivated.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was 2.5 hours long.
No.
So that's my last one.
I can't think of like movies off the top of my head, so I would really love to talk about Harry Potter.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so everybody knows that we love Harry Potter on this podcast.
Obsessed.
And the Harry Potter 20th reunion, which technically did come out in the first day of 2022, but we're going to count it as 2021 because we've already watched it. I sobbed so hard.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Like, yeah, it made my heart so happy.
Me too.
And if you haven't watched it, or if you have watched it, I ship Emma and Tom.
Me too.
I need them to get together and get married.
Oh my God, please get married. I want that to happen so bad.
Ooh.
And they it was really cool how they did it, I felt like, because they went through, so if you don't know, they did a reunion for the 20th anniversary of when Sorcerer's Stone, the movie, came out. And so all of the cast that, could or wanted to come and talk did. And so they interviewed all of the directors from all the movies, because I think there was like 4 different directors between all 8 of the movies, which I did know, but I didn't know. Does that make sense? And so they talked to each of them and talked to all of the members and had people hang out with one another and go through classic moments. One of the funniest things, I was dying so they said that the original Albus Dumbledore, he didn't know that the Phoenix was fake. So he came in and was like, it's crazy how well they trained these birds.
These birds are really well trained.
They're so well trained. It's like, sir, a phoenix is not a real animal, so this is in fact fake.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was just, oh God, it was so good. So they went through every movie and they talked about all of the classic scenes and whatever. And yeah, when Hagrid was talking about how I'm gonna cry just talking about it. Being there and not being around, but in 50 years Hagrid will still be there. Good Lord, so good.
It was just, yeah, it was really sweet. And it was just, I feel like they did it in sections, like with the directors talking about the movies, and you kind of like got to relive the movies while watching it, but also see like background scenes and like, of course, the actors talk and like reminisce, and just because a lot of them like grew up doing Harry Potter. So it's just really cool to see. I'll
Yeah.
probably watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. My mom, I had told her about it and she hadn't watched it yet. So she texted me last night. She's like, "We're watching Harry Potter," and I'm ugly crying. And I was like, "Yeah, me too."
I know. It was really good.
Oh, it was so good.
Mm.
Yeah. And then we watched the wizarding competition or whatever, the
Was it
house
good?
competition. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Who, I'm assuming it's not interactive, right?
Well, you can interact in the sense that like they don't tell you the answer, so you can like say your answer along with it, and then they tell you whether it's right. It's like watching a game show.
Okay, cool. Is it
Um,
just like random people on it?
so some of them are random, some of them are not. But like they said they selected, I think, 3 people per house,
Mm,
and then they had like a whole stadium of like super fans in their
gotcha.
houses. And so
Hmm.
then they had like those people playing as well as the people who were selected playing. And like were playing for the house cup to see which
Hmm.
house would win.
Nice.
Yeah, it was actually quite fun. I mean, it wasn't like the best, but it was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
That kind of like concludes it. So do you want to do like are you doing any New Year's resolutions? Do you want to do like a rose and a thorn? Do you want to do like
Oh,
hopes? What do you want to
what's a
do?
rose and a thorn?
Like best and worst moment or thing of the year.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Like for you personally.
Yeah. I think this is gonna sound super corny, but I'm gonna say it. The best was like meeting my boyfriend. He's gonna marry that man. But I don't think I had a worst moment of 2021. Um, I mean, of course, I think it was like all in all, besides the fact that obviously there's still COVID and like a lot of like, I think division in the country or just like people getting sick or hurting. Thankfully, I had a good year and like my family was safe and
Yeah.
I got to see people. I think if anything, it made me realize um this year, the past 2 years, because like you can't see a lot of people. I was like, ooh, it's made me kind of be more intentional with my friends. The ones that, not that I, because I want to see all my friends, but like the ones I realize have become like, I think it kind of not forced us, but like I think we, since COVID, have talked more.
I think so too.
And I think something I'm very thankful about with our friendship is like we could go, like I don't want to go months, but we could go months without talking and it'd be the same.
Yeah.
But I think since COVID, we've like talked more and like have FaceTime more and like kept in touch more. So I've really enjoyed that.
Me too.
And I think it's kind of forced me to do that with more friends in a way that I've realized like I've really wanted to do that. So that's been good as well. I don't know if there was like a super bad part.
Well, that's okay.
Okay. What about you?
My thorn feels obvious. Losing my
Mhm.
cat. That
Yeah.
was probably the hardest thing of the year. I mean, there's been a lot of hard things, but
Yeah.
that was probably the hardest. Um, and my rose, it feels a little corny as well, but like
Say it.
doing this with you,
Oh, it's so fun.
I know. And like probably the bachelorette party, honestly.
Hmm.
Like that was a really fun experience. And that was like our first like really girls trip.
I
And even though I got like sick after that,
know.
and that sucked, like the
Yeah.
actual trip was really fun.
It was
And
so fun. It was just like, it was really sweet us four being together. And like, obviously, there were other people there. So that was super fun to be with
yeah,
them. but us four hadn't been together in like 5 years.
I know.
And it was so much fun, and it like brought back so many fun and funny memories, and just like it made me really excited to do like more trips and stuff. So that was really sweet.
Me too. Yeah. And I feel like this is like maybe another rose, but like I can't like point to like anything that particularly happened, but I just feel like Tyler and I are like in a really good place with one another. And so yeah, that was good too.
Good.
Let us know what you guys loved about 2021. What did you hate about 2021? Did you hate a lot of the things that we hated about 2021? What was your favorite things about it? What was your rose and your thorn? Do you have one?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? I'm not really a New Year's resolution person.
Me either.
My only like resolution, which to me, I don't think of it as that. I'm just gonna like, this is my goal, is just to be like a little bit healthier, like all around, like mentally, physically, dietarily, like all of the above, emotionally healthier, working on that.
I like that. Work on yourself. I think that's a super big investment and an important investment to like prioritize yourself and feel healthy in all areas. I think that's really good. Yeah.
So that's my goal for 2022.
Yeah, I think that's mine too. I started going back to therapy, which has been great. I had a therapy session. We do it on Zoom. It was on Thursday, and afterwards, each time afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like she just helps me like realize stuff about myself that I've always known deep down but have never verbalized. And things are just making sense of why I am the way that I am.
That's
and I
good,
really recommend anyone who's like, should I go to therapy? It's just good to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Like nothing bad has happened in my life, and I was like, I just feel like I should go back. And it was great.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I should probably go to therapy.
It's a good time.
Yeah. Maybe I'll work on that this year.
Yeah. But I agree. I'm kind of like in the same, just like get healthier in all aspects. I need to find more balance in my life. I'm a very all or nothing person, and I'd like to find more balance.
Yeah. Balance is key, I think. Maybe I'll do more stretching and yoga too.
Maybe I'll do yoga.
I love yoga.
Do you?
I do. I do.
I do.
One of my favorite things, I liked college, but there's not like a lot of things that I like really miss about it, other than like being with you guys and like being able to hang out. But like honestly, would I ever go back if you asked me to? No, I wouldn't.
No.
Like
no.
I'm happier in the place that I am now than I was there.
Me as well.
However, the one thing I really do heavily miss is the gym membership, because
it was a good gym.
We would go to Pilates, to yoga, to HIIT classes. We would go to ab workouts. We'd go to Zumba.
Zumba. I know you loved it.
You know what? I would have to drag Catelyn. She'd be like, I don't want to go. And I'm like, it's not fun if I go alone. You have to come with me.
I think I would pay money to see Catelyn do Zumba.
Oh, God, I live for it. So yeah, I do miss that. But yeah, I got to get my yoga back in order.
There's so many good videos on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. So here's to manifesting good energy, being healthy, happy, safe for 2022.
We love that. Yes.
Love that. Let us know what you guys want to hear from us next. We could do like college stories. We could do creepy men stories. We could do, how fun, right?
I know you have a lot. I think I maybe have like one.
I have like one creepy woman story too.
What?
Yeah, that one's, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear that, we could roast more things from 2021, like clothing. We could talk about beauty stuff. I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Let us know.
Hit us up. All right. If you don't already, you should follow us on Instagram. We have this podcast on Spotify and we have it on YouTube. You can find everything down below. I have my own channel. You can find that too if you don't already know. Share us with your friends and fam, and have a great January. Yeah,
have a fun, safe January. Don't get snowed in anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, or stuck on the highway somewhere. That would be
Yes.
not good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.